Door 6 is what we have this morning. Welcome to Elwood, Kansas. It's actually not too bad out. It's right at 20 degrees. It's better than teens and definitely better than single digits. Let's run over here and get unloaded. Oh look, I did manual labor. Here, let's put the wheel blocks under it too. Oh boy, I don't know if I can handle this much work. This is kind of horrible. There we go, we're ready to be loaded. No, we're ready to be unloaded. Now we watch that light. Once that light turns to green or turns to red and the trailer starts rocking, they're unloading us. And once that light goes right back to green like that, we pull away and we are finished. I think the hardest part that a door swinger has to do, especially in the refrigerated world, is the hours. The hours is what usually gets them, because I'm not saying that 95% of all, let's not give a percentage on that, Kurt, but you see a lot of flatbeds, they usually unload during daylight hours versus nighttime hours. A lot of other industries are based around that daytime hours. The refrigerated world is more the nighttime world, but sometimes daytime too. So I would say that's probably the hardest part about my operation. Is probably just the hours. One day you're running during the day shift, the next day you're running graveyard shift, or you're running graveyard shift and then you need to make a delivery during the morning of the daylight shift, stuff like that. I don't throw much load bars at all, just backing into places. That's probably the extent of the door swinger's life right there. The really cool part about it is we get to stay clean. At least I do. And I really like to stay clean. I forgot to tell you guys in our last video what was in the trailer that we brought down here from Sioux City, Iowa. I had an Andes mint. Don't have those in the morning, man. They plugged the old throat up pretty good. We brought down 43,000 pounds of frozen pork lungs. That tastes really good, I bet. Said no one. And just like that, welcome to St. Joe, Missouri. St. Joe, Missouri is a kind of cool. That and Independence, Missouri. That's where the Great Expansion West began many, many, many moons ago. This is where they started. This is where they crossed the Missouri River. The Oregon Trail, it's more than just a game. It was really, really cool. You should watch some documentaries on it. That's what I do, is watch stuff like that. St. Joe, I think Independence, Missouri. If I was a good historian, I could give you an exact date. But that's when the expansion west began, into the prairies, into the mountains, the whole works. But I have heard that St. Joe is kind of rough. I don't know. We just stopped by Kenworth back here to pick up some stuff, and they have electric fence all the way across their barbed wire fence, which is all the way across their chain link fence, so it must be. Plus, I'm never going to go back to that Kenworth. That's kind of tight there, and I'm pretty positive I just bent my bumper pulling out. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What I stopped at Kenworth for. It's an air dryer cartridge or an air dryer filter. I don't want to get out of the truck. I just got those corner lights wired in the other day on the bumper. That's a pretty good smack. That's a tight Kenworth to be into, man. Like I was saying, I don't know how rough St. Joe is. I have some family that lives down here and they say it's pretty rough. We just will get out of the truck and go see if I bent that bumper, if we just rubbed it. Maybe we just rubbed it. That'd be kind of cool. Woohoo! We just rubbed it. Got my tire dirty though, because it was full of mud and water. That's why I didn't recognize the hole. If it would have bent the bumper, I wouldn't have cried. Too bad. Because the bumper is starting to rust up and starting to go bad. She's been on the truck for a little bit. Not that long, maybe 4 years, 5 years max. So you know what? That's actually doing... Okay, I need to shut up. Knock on wood. Hit a deer or something. Alright, we have some time to kill. Our reload is about 3 miles that way. And well, they won't let me on their property until about a half an hour before our reload time. It's a nice side-by-side, isn't it? One is incredibly bad. Whew. Well, actually, that's what they always look like when I take them off. I'm going to clean the housing up a little bit and then throw our new canister on. And that should get us through, I don't know, I used to just change them once a year. You know, right before winter is when I change them. Maybe I'll change them more. It's about like my fuel filters. It's not like my fuel filters. my fuel filters, I have a fuel restriction gauge in the truck. And during the summer months, when that gauge starts to rise a little bit, I will change the filters. Versus like winter, the months of December, January, February, yeah, just those 3 months, I will change the filters at the beginning of every single month. The first of the month they get new, just because I have fought fuel issues for a long time, and I realized when I started changing my filters at the beginning of every month, it just, I really didn't fight them much. Like the truck sat for 2 months. I put new filters on it before we hit the road, but my restriction gauge is already rising up pretty good. So I don't think it's algae in the tank, but I think I just had something in my fuel tank, or just, well, we got fuel at Love's the past 2 times, and well, we don't, and well. Let's clean this housing up, get the new filter on, and probably dink with a couple other things. We only got about half an hour, 45 minutes. Our winter closet is beginning to fill up. I'm going to have to expand it somewhere. That's where I keep all my electric tools, and this is where filters, airline antifreeze, fuel treatment, that's where all my cleaning stuff is. I'm running out of room. It's hard to do. I might have to expand into that one. I never really understand why I try recording opening doors up on the trailer. It usually just ends up you guys staring at a white wall while I'm trying to attach the chain to the side of the trailer. It's just one of those dork moments, you know? It's kind of funny. In our last video I was saying, well, the big hoods must be the last of a dying breed. And then we go and see a lot of beautiful W900s today. I'll take that any day. It looks like we have 44,000 pounds of horse feet. I think it was horse feet. Did you guys see it? I think it said horse feet. Either which way, it's heavy. Load gauge is where I think it needs to be. We have 230 miles till we get up to Sioux City. And that's where this load is going. Just taking a brief potty break just south of Council Bluffs, Iowa, here at the rest area off of Interstate 29. I was debating on getting first last washed again, but she's still looking pretty good other than that mud all over that steer tire where I hit that bump and scraped my bumper. Other than that, I think we're just going to go ahead and pass on getting it washed today. I don't know if it's supposed to, got like a 20% chance of snow coming. That really doesn't mean much. They're already putting a lot of salt on the bridges. So no matter if it's going to snow or rain this time of year, if it's warm enough, you get it washed up to get some of that salt off. I wouldn't go in that one. Boy, I tell you, I miss the good old days. I had to go through 3 hand dryers to get my hands clean. You go in there and everything's automatic, water's ice cold. But then when you go to your hand dryer, because no one uses towels anymore, or paper towels, now I'm one of those guys, I'm not leaving till my hands are fully dry. That's just the way it is. But now, that thing times out and won't turn back on right away, so you gotta go to the next one. Once it times out, then you gotta go to the next one just to get your hands dry. Ridiculous. I know, I'm nitpicking. I gotta walk a little bit here. Then we're gonna get back on the road and go do some trucking. Any of my locals remember how miserable it was going through that city before that road construction? I was talking about Council Bluffs. That's the city we went through not too long ago. This last one was just Sioux City, because we're back in Sioux City now. But man, there in Council Bluffs, back when that was just a normal 4-lane interstate before they did all that work, it was rough. Especially, it would get like around the time we went through it, you just come to a stop. And then from Interstate 80 north, once you stayed on Interstate 29, it used to be so rough. You'd hit bumps in there. The bumps weren't bumps, they were holes in the road. It was horrible. They did an excellent job at rebuilding that entire area. Did an outstanding job. All right, we delivered that load. That load is done. We'll wait for our next one. You guys are gonna like the next one because we're not going to Kansas. We're going back out to Indiana. Yes, it's somewhere we've been a million times. I gotta stop saying a million times. It's somewhere we've been hundreds of times, but we haven't been out there in a while. So we're gonna go back out to Indiana, but I gotta wait for the load a little bit, and I'm not gonna make you guys wait around for that load with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have not, please subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, don't even think about it. But if you did like it, throw a like down there. You guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.